These are not going to be in order because, quite frankly, I can't remember the order that I bought them, but I got them over the course of the month. I ended up going to Half Price Books twice this month, and did a lot of shopping. It was also my birthday, so I've gotten a couple of these for my birthday, and anything else was either from a thrift store or from Thrift Books. So the first one I have is Lois Lane Double Down. This is the sequel to Lois Lane Fallout, which I borrowed from the library last year and ended up actually loving it, and then I found it on Book Outlet later that year for super cheap, so I bought it. But this book is just beautiful. I love this series. It has some of the prettiest covers I think I've ever seen, with the pretty hardcovers underneath the dust jacket. And I'm just obsessed. I love the romance in these books. It's a superhero book, so it's Lois Lane and Superman. But as if Superman were a teenage boy and she met him through chat rooms, which is a really interesting take on it, and I just love it. Next, I picked up the Spider-Man graphic novel, which I've shown on here before, which I read for some readathon. I don't know, I've done so many readathons this month, I couldn't tell you. But I picked this up for $2 at Half Price Books, and you can't beat getting a graphic novel for $2, so. Then I found this at a thrift store somewhere. It's called War Brothers, the graphic novel, and it's an arc, which I've never seen an arc of a graphic novel in my life. But the art is just beautiful, and it has really good ratings on Goodreads, and I was like, that's $1. I'm definitely gonna buy that. So I'm really excited to read this. I haven't actually got to it yet. We got The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery, which I've heard a lot of good things about on BookTube, so I'm really excited to read it. It's got one of those buttery covers, which I've never seen in this book, and I got it at the thrift store for like 50 cents, so. We have Fangirl. Fun fact, this and Carry Honor is the only Rainbow Rowell book I haven't read, which is ridiculous because this is everybody's favorite Rainbow Rowell book, so my friend Megan got it for me for my birthday because she knew I didn't have it, and I'm really excited. The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, and I honestly couldn't tell you what this is about, but I love the cover. I've seen it before, but it's always like kind of expensive in stores, so when I found it at the thrift store for like $1, I was like, oh yeah. I know Reagan really likes this book, so we'll see what I think of it whenever I get around to it. Next up we have Amulet Volume 1, The Stonekeeper. I just read this for TBR Takedown, so you'll be hearing my thoughts in the wrap-up next week, but I really liked it, and the art style is just beautiful. Look at the colors. Oh man, I really liked it. I read it super fast, like probably in like 15 minutes, but it was really good, and I'm excited to get into the rest of the series. We have a book I've been trying to get my hands on for a while, but I've never found it for like a decent price that I was willing to pay for a contemporary. And that is the I'll Give You the Sun, which I found at Half Price Books for under $5, I'm pretty sure, but I love this cover. It's so different too, having a quote on the cover rather than the title, but I'm finally gonna read this, and I'm really excited about it because it's a contemporary that I know has a lot of depth to it, so I hope that I enjoy it. Sorry, I'm really sick. If you hear that in my voice, I'm so sorry. I got my hands on the other two Lord of the Rings books too, which are back there somewhere, but I didn't bring them over here because I wasn't going to try and get them out of the bottom of the stack. But I found Prodigy and Champion at Half Price Books, which I was really excited about because I had just previously found Legend at a thrift store, and I've suddenly got really interested in this series because I found out, I believe I heard it was like sort of a loosely based Les Mis retelling, and Les Mis is like my favorite thing on the planet. It's one of my favorite musicals, so I was super excited about it, and that definitely sparked my interest in these more. We have Night Circus, which I also got at Half Price Books for super cheap, and I'm really excited because I've heard nothing but rave good things about this. So, The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutkoski, and I honestly, all I know about this is that it's low fantasy, and I think it's politically based, like political intrigue, I don't know, something like that. But these covers are beautiful, and this is the edition I've been wanting to get, but I never find this one in hardcover. I always see the second and third one in hardcover, and this is always in paperback whenever I see it. So I was really excited to get my hands on a hardcover for that cheap. It's Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith, or J.K. Rowling, and this is way bigger than the first two, and I read the first one a couple months ago for TBR Takedown, I think it was. So I'm excited to finally have this one so I can marathon the last two books before another one comes out. So I found these two books. I think I saw them, the only place I've ever seen them was on Taylor from Book of Flicks Taylor's channel, and I really liked the covers, and I'm not even gonna lie, that was what made me really want them. But she said she really loved them, and it's gonna be a trilogy, I think. I think it might be sci-fi, I'm not even sure. But I get this in the mail, and not only is it a beautiful cover, but it's a signed copy from Thrift Books, which it didn't tell me that when I bought it, but I was like, well, shoot. And look, even the back is beautiful. Oh man, so it's Tandem and the sequel Tether, both by Anna Jarzab. And these covers, tell me that's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. I'm so excited. I really hope I like it because I've heard good things about them, like they have good ratings. And then I actually bought a Rent biography based on the musical, but it hasn't come in the mail yet. It's on its way here, and at the same time I bought The Wicked Grimoire. So if you know what that is, I will be getting that soon. And then those were sparked in my interest because of, for one, I realized I didn't own them, and for two, as a lot of you probably know, I bought the Hamilton because I have a problem. Well, I got this for my birthday because my friends are feeding my addiction in this problem. But I've already shown this off before, but I will gladly show it off again. I read this in like a day and a half. And if this readathon hadn't been going on this week, I probably would have just straight up reread it and like just gone right back to the beginning and be like, alright. So I'll talk more about this in my wrap-up because I actually think I'm going to count it for my TBR Takedown since I've been kind of failing at that this week a little bit because Hamilton exists. But after I bought that, I actually took the extra step in the obsession and bought the biography that Hamilton is based on, that Lin-Manuel Miranda got the idea from. Because I saw it at Half Price Books. I had a $15 credit. This book was $15. So basically I got it for free, which is another reason that I'm trying to justify it, because I can't believe that I bought a biography. But you can see they had the logo on there and that it was based on it. I'm actually really excited to read this, which is kind of weird because I'm not really a biography kind of person, but we'll see how this goes. Also, it's really heavy. Like, I could knock somebody out with this floppy paperback. And yeah, I think that was around 20 or so books, but I'm pretty sure I bought around 30 to 35 this month. Bought or got for my birthday. So I think I'm probably not going to buy a whole lot of things. And I never buy that much in a month, so I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this book haul, and I will see you next week with my TBR Takedown wrap-up.